Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Power Boost. And today's topic for Power Boost is restorative rest. Today, when we look at our sleep patterns, most of us are feeling tired, not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally. Even after sleeping, the mind keeps running. And really, it seems as if true rest is missing. So, what is real rest? Hmm? Real rest is not just about the body sleeping, but it is about the soul, this living being, recharging its inner power. And so, restorative rest means returning the mind to its original state of peace. Here at the Brahma Kumaris, we learn that we are souls and not just bodies. This living conscious being is a soul, the one who's living, and body is just a lifeless, made up of matter, right? And so the soul's original qualities are that of peace, of purity, of love, of power, of contentment, of happiness. So these are the qualities of the soul. And when we forget this true identity, the soul conscious identity, and we just live in something that we are not, which is what we call body consciousness, the mind starts to become restless because then our feelings, our emotions start to become based on things of this physical world, which is temporary. So if something is changing all the time, unpredictable all the time, then mind also becomes restless. So restorative rest is not when we are escaping from life, but we are gently connecting to our true self, the inner self. And just as a phone needs to be plugged into a power source, the soul also needs to be plugged into its spiritual power source, which is a spiritual connection to recharge. So, why are we really tired? The mind is constantly thinking of past regrets, future worries, and the world around us seems to be so negative, full of negative news and situations. Even people seem to be not in the right place. So, we give energy outwardly all the day, but we forget to refill ourselves. And this ends up in mental fatigue, some kind of emotional heaviness. We lose clarity, we lose enthusiasm. And even if we sleep, then yes, the body may be rested, but the soul is not rested. And what is it that truly rests the soul is going back to its original state of silence. And that is the rest through soul consciousness. So, the first step to restorative rest is this awareness of the inner being, the soul conscious awareness, to know that it is the natural, innate nature, original nature of the soul to be peaceful. And the soul is just using the body for a temporary period of time. And this simple shift, however simple this may sound, this actually reduces anxieties and pressures. It creates sort of an inner space, and it detaches the mind that we have been overloading with so much information, so much negativity around us. So when the soul starts to remember its true nature, the mind naturally starts to calm down and become slow. And that's where silence start to play a role. And when silence is experienced, then that is considered to be the highest form of rest. Even just a few minutes sometimes of silence, real silence, the soul conscious silence, it can calm the racing thoughts. It can heal all the emotions that, we have been going through, the wounds, and it can restore that inner balance. And this is why in the practice of Raja Yoga, silence is emphasized not just as concentration, right? But as something that we remember, that we are aware of who we are. And that's a very loving feeling. So, this is something that we can adopt for ourselves, and also connecting to that charging point, right? The divine, the supreme, who's the ocean of peace and power. That also helps us in reconnecting to who we really are and to remind ourselves this true nature. So, one of the practices that we do here at the Brahmakumaris is called traffic control, which is daily rest for the soul, which is like not even daily, hourly rest for the soul. Every hour or every few times in a day, we take short pauses during the day, which is called traffic control, just 1 or 2 minutes, where we stop what we are doing, we turn the mind inward, and then we remember the truth about this living point of light, the soul. And these mini breaks prevent overload of the mind, burnout of the mind. It keeps the mind fresh, as if it gives rest, the restorative rest. And like taking deep breaths for the soul. It's like that. And so, restorative rest does not mean withdrawing from responsibilities. It means acting from a calm and powerful inner state. And when the soul is rested, the mind becomes clearer, the decisions become more easy, relationship starts to become lighter, actions become more effective. And we don't need just the body to rest alone, but we need more soul awareness. So, we will now practice a little bit of the soul awareness and how we can truly rest the soul. Also, the rest of the soul happens when we connect to its true home. Just like, when we want to truly rest, then we go home, right? And we rest. So, the resting place of the soul is its true home, the world of light. Another word for it we use is the supreme abode or the soul world, where all the souls exist in their true state as a tiny, living, conscient being. And that helps us to return to our original silence. It also helps us remember who we truly are, what our true nature is, and our true family, the supreme source, the main source to recharge ourselves, is also present there. So, even if we practice this a few minutes, this practice of spiritual rest each day can transform our energy, our mindset, and our lives. So, let us give ourselves this gift, not just rest for the body, but rest for the soul. So, let us come into this silent awareness of the tiny living conscient being. We can use the image of a point of light. And with the mind, We travel far away in the distance, away from this physical world, through the galaxies and the stars, in a sky beyond the sky, is the home of the tiny point of light. Home is where silence is. There is constant, deep silence, away from the noise of the physical world. This is where the tiny point returns to his original state, his innate nature is that of peace. This environment of silence helps him experience his original state. He's at rest because there is no movement, no sound in this world. Nothing is changing. He is a point of light. Full. Does not need anything. He's very content in this sweet silence. Through the rest of the day, we take few minutes every hour to switch our mind back into the home. Give our mind and our soul restorative rest by connecting with the true home, the place of rest. Om Shanti. Thank you and have a very good day.